Hey, it's Waiting for Next Year TV or WFNY TV, and this is Dave, and I'm here with Yazin of the Hot Sports Boys. We haven't done that in a while because Yazin moved to Columbus.
Whoa, this is all on me now?
This is all on you, literally.
Okay.
So, we are here to talk a little bit of Columbus Crew soccer. We'll skip the depressing stuff till the end. But first, we're going to talk, well, I guess the other stuff is depressing
Everything
too.
is depressing.
Everything is depressing.
We signed a fullback who's a young designated player.
Yeah, from Argentina.
Yes. And so that's
and his name is Venezuela.
Yeah.
So that's difficult to comprehend. So that's good. But let's go to the losses, or the trade. First, we have traded Ola Kamara to LA for Giazzi Zardes, U.S. international striker. Now, some people have said he didn't produce the same kind of goals that Kamara did. But I also remember a year ago when we swapped Kamara for Kamara, we expected a giant drop and we didn't get that. So my thought is Higuain the key to that striker's success, whoever it happens to be?
Well, the definite, first off, the upside for Giazzi Zardes as a Columbus Crew player is that his hair is black with a gold stripe.
Yes, it's very good hair.
So we know he's going to fit in with the team.
Yes.
The other question is, he has played as a center forward in his career, but he most recently was played on the wing. He's got moved around a lot at LA. There was a season a few years ago where I think he scored a bunch of goals, and Greg Berhalter has been known to get more out of a striker than they've ever gotten.
Oh, yeah.
Kai Kamara had his best year in Columbus. Ola Kamara had his best year in Columbus.
So
maybe Giazzi Zardes will have his best year in Columbus. Probably depends a lot on where he plays, if he ends up being that center forward, a like-for-like replacement, or if he ends up playing on the left wing, because unfortunately we have that opening also.
We traded Justin Miram for $1 million.
In Garber money.
In funny Garber money. That I think can be redeemed at local rallies.
Yes. You can
get Big Bufords, stuff like that. So that personally was tough for me, because Justin Miram was my favorite player on the team. I almost bought one of those really expensive stuffed lions, as you know. I almost purchased a Miram jersey, which you may not have known, but I did not.
I knew.
And so now that's very sad for me. I don't know what else to say. I wish him well in Orlando, and I guess they've got time. They've got some money. They'll maybe fill in a blank there.
They definitely have a lot of money. It's just about if that gets used by, before the season or in the middle of the season. It definitely feels like it's not a coincidence that our two of our biggest attacking players requested a trade at this time. Doesn't feel like a coincidence, even if MLSsoccer.com tells you that it is, just because they got unsettled. And it is a little nerve-wracking because Higuain, he just got, his contract was expiring, and they re-signed him for 1 year. Had he not re-signed, we're looking at...
just a brand new...
None of our goals from last year returning, except for from our center backs.
Right.
And even now, it's...
But those were probably all off of corners taken by Higuain anyway.
Yeah. So I think we're looking at 53 of our 80-some goals last year have been traded away. And we'll see what happens. I think there has to be another attacking signing, where you're looking at Mike Grella from the New York Red Bulls starting, or something like that. I don't know. It seems like there's got to be something else, but maybe not. And we'll see. Greg seems to get more out of players.
He really, that really is true, and especially like you said, Higuain still being here, I think he will be a good driver to any target man. But it will take the chemistry to develop, which he had developed with Ola Kamara. So we'll see if they stick Zardes up there, if that works. Now, the slightly less or more depressing, depending on how you look at it, recently in the Save the Crew movement, hashtag Save the Crew, the Austin City Council has said, that park land there, the only place that you rendered a stadium, you're not using that. And so... the evil overlords at the MLS and at PSV, are now kind of scratching their heads and saying, okay, now what do we do? And here's my question for you, an expert and a local of Columbus. Originally, everyone thought that Anthony Precourt was the enemy. He still could be, but what's come out a lot is his president of PSV, Mr. Greeley, I believe his name is, or Greedy Greeley, as I'm calling him. Is he the driving force, and Precourt simply someone who got talked into the wrong thing by the wrong people?
But to answer your question, I mean, Anthony Precourt signed the contract. Maybe he's got somebody working for him that's really pulling all the horrible strings, but he's complicit in this.
Oh, complicit for sure. The question is he the driver, and is the relationship with the crew fans, if his deal to move to Austin fails, is the relationship repairable?
I mean, Anthony Precourt certainly seems like a dummy. And the thing is like, everybody in Columbus, we hate him. He's horrible.
Yes.
But the love for the team is greater than the hate for Anthony Precourt, I'd say, at this point. If the way that we get to keep our team
means we have this a-hole owner,
I think we'll take it. I mean,
as a Cleveland Browns fan, I understand what it's like to be in an adversarial relationship with one's dummy owner. So I understand this very much. I wish it could be a better situation.
The thing is I mean, on one hand, it seems like the relationships with even MLS is almost irreparable. We know that MLS allowed this. But if we get the team to stay, I mean, we're going to take our team there.
Well, and if you look at the culture of Columbus Crew, we call ourselves massive in a tongue-in-cheek sort of way. There are signs during the playoffs that say they don't want us here. We relish the role of they don't want us here. So that the relationship with MLS, I believe, would remain awesomely adversarial if we had the relationship with the owner taken care of.
The best case scenario would be, which there's still people fighting for, is to force MLS and force Precourt's hand to sell the team to local owners.
Yeah.
And there are interested parties, even if MLS tells you there's not. There are local parties that are interested in, collectively purchasing the Crew, and now it seems like, they are willing to come back to the negotiation table. They have been. They've always been willing to talk. It's just a matter of, is Precourt Sports Ventures really willing to talk? And when this all started, they talked a lot about, well, there's going to be parallel paths trying to secure a stadium in Austin and trying to secure a stadium in Columbus. We haven't really seen that to be true.
Right.
It definitely seems like they're going all in on Austin, but Austin doesn't seem to be working out. Austin doesn't really want the team.
Well, and to be fair on that as well, at the same time, the other teams the other cities interested in having an MLS team, if Precourt Sports Ventures were to sell the Crew to local Columbians, if they were willing to sell to a local Columbus business with the fact that they'd be awarded a franchise of their own, there's a whole line of cities that would raise their hands and say, that's not how this process works, get at the back of the line. So that could be very complicated.
No, certainly, but even there's expansion cities now who are upset that
San Antonio, for one.
San Antonio was given the impression that they were towards the front of the line for an expansion city, and now they have neighbors coming in potentially from Austin or to Austin who there was no expansion interest there, and now they're maybe going to get a team. So there's going to be unhappy people no matter what happens.
They might as well be Texans.
Certainly they might as well be Texans. I would say that the way that we could have avoided there being any unhappy people is to not have done any of this.
Correct.
Since, there's plenty of soccer fans in Columbus.
There are, and I think you are one of them, and I am not in Columbus, but I try to be there as much as I can. All right, we are going to officially save the Crew, end this episode of WFNY TV. Thank you, Yasmin, for being here. I am Dave. Have a wonderful day.